Let's talk about Dune 1 haters. These are just the worst people you can imagine. Let's get into it. This is another video by Patrick Hates Movies, and today we're analyzing Dune 1 haters. Dune 1 haters are genuinely low IQ because they always have the same complaints. It was boring. It was too weird. It wasn't funny. Because, it was supposed to be a funny movie. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but, that was always their complaint. And then they always go, but I like Dune 2 way better. And then they get these eyes, I like Dune 2 way better. And you're like, I think I know what type of people these people are, These are the same people who love Marvel. They cried when Iron Man died. They genuinely cried when Iron Man died. They love that Marvel kitschy humor here and there, every line. When Hulk goes, puny God, puny God. When they hear puny God, oh, puny God, it's a big guy slapping a small guy. It's hilarious. They love that stuff. They love those dumb little lines here and there. If a movie genuinely has a good plot and doesn't have an action scene every 2 seconds, these Dune 1 haters have no idea what to do with themselves. They genuinely just lose their minds. They're, I need to go on TikTok and scroll, and maybe because I'm missing out on some brain rot humor. Because I have to actually sit through this garbage of actually smart plot. It's terrible that I have to sit through this stuff. It's so boring and weird. I can't be creative. If the movie isn't founded in New York, they're like, I don't even know what's going on, And these are the same people who are massive fans of Star Wars. And the Star Wars movies are good, but these people are like massive fans. Like when that one general goes, I have a bad feeling about this, for like the 600th time, they're like, call back, oh my gosh, he said the thing, and they just like fall back on their seats because they don't know how to control themselves. If a movie doesn't have callback and a fight scene every 2 seconds and a cornball joke, they don't know what's going on. It's impossible for them to conceive a movie with a good plot. These are the same people, that love these type of movies. They just want action, they want jokes, and it's always the same. Dune 1 was too serious for them. The reason they like Dune 2 is because these are the same people who love Marvel and Star Wars. They love the action. Dune 2, well, I love that movie, and I think it's one of the better movies. For them, it was merely just big worms and fights. And they go, yes, yes, yes. That's all they can deal with. That's all they know. Dune 1 was an unfamiliar situation where it had a lot more talking and setting up the world of this fascinating universe where this family has to uproot themselves and travel to a whole nother planet to assert their dominance in a land that is hostile to them. It's a fascinating story. And then they're betrayed. There's plenty of action in it. But, for these people, there was too many talk scenes, there was too many good acting, too many lines. They just want sandworms, starships, and fights. They just want big yelling all the time, and the only complaint they have Dune 2, is that wasn't funny. That wasn't funny either, Oh, yeah, that was supposed to be funny. Like, these people are just the worst. I can't stand them. Because there's people who just don't like Dune, and I highly disagree with them. But there's those people, but if that's true, and they don't like Dune, then it should logically follow that they don't like Dune 1 and Dune 2, the movies, because that's the same as the book. So it's like, those people, maybe you might have a genuine complaint because you might just not like it. That's fine, might not be your cup of tea. It might be a little too weird. But if you just hated Dune 1 but liked Dune 2, it's merely because you're a brain-dead loser who just is like, Marvel, Star Wars, all these things. Throw shit in my face. CGI, throw it in my eyes. I want to see more of it, man. I want to see Thor with lightning bolts. I can't see actually beautiful and well done CGI. I just want lightning bolts in my eyes, And after you might have yelled at your friend who's a Dune 1 hater for a while and said all that to him, they go, Timothée Chalamet's a bitch. He's skinny. I don't like him. Oh, what do you want Paul Atreides to be? If you read the book, the kid's literally a 15-year-old at the start who has black hair and he's a skinny guy. It's like, you want Christian Bale as him? No. You Chris Hemsworth jacked? No. You want a skinny kid. I mean, who is at that level of acting that looks that young? It's Timothée Chalamet. I mean, you could put Tom Holland in, but we don't want to see Tom Holland again. We want to see Timothée Chalamet. He's a good actor. And he's the best person for that role you can possibly put in. Dune 1 was really the perfect setup for the Dune 2 movie. And in my opinion, the storyline, the betrayal, and the moving planets is some of the best material the book has to offer. While I love Dune 2 and the hero arc of, Timothée Chalamet leaves an Al Ghib, I like that storyline. I just think the betrayal, which you know is going to happen, is always sad and it's really fun to watch. And it's the perfect setup. They bring you into this really weird creative world where it's not New York for the 600th time. It's a completely different universe. They bring you into this amazing, book and world building, and then they take you to Dune 2, which is all the action. And that stuff's awesome because how they do the sandworms is awesome, how they do the chants is awesome, how they do the Holy War is super cool. But Dune 1 is the perfect setup for the second book. Dune 1 has to exist because that's in the book. I mean, you have to do Dune Part 1 in that way to set up the second movie. So if you don't appreciate Dune 1, then I think you don't appreciate Dune 2. And that's really my whole argument here, is that the people who hated one but liked the other don't really understand what's going on. And they're really just not smart enough to watch any of this stuff.